Second class on soul consciousness. Who are you and who is God, the highest soul? In the first class, we covered that you are the soul, eternal light, tiny point of light seated in the middle of the forehead. You can practice this now. Become aware with one thought that I am a soul, a tiny dot of invisible energetic light seated in the middle of the forehead. With one thought, I create a different consciousness. And if I practice that thought and staying stable in the consciousness of I the soul, then my mind regains power to stay in calm and peace, no matter the circumstances outside. With this thought, I am a soul, I can also explore other soul conscious concepts, like God being my eternal Father of I the soul. God never takes a body. He's the one soul that remains beyond physical bodies to come and remind us when it's time to come home to the soul world that we are souls and not limited beings stuck in a material world in a body. When you practice soul consciousness like this, then there's insights that the person you thought you were is a very limited, painful version of yourself. When you realize you are a soul and you practice soul consciousness through aiming the mind at the source, God, the source of inspiration and light, then you regain memory of being the soul. Because the soul has just forgotten that it's a soul. But with one thought, you can remind yourself, I am a soul, and the consciousness of many lives returns. It's like opening a diary and rereading the passages of present and future and past lives. The soul understands who it is. It remembers the future, what's going to happen, and it remembers the past this life. It remembers the karmic attachments that it's created very clearly, and it stops blaming others. When we practice soul consciousness, we can take the mind upwards towards the sun and the planets, towards that world of white angelic light, and see ourselves as a tiny point of light in our angelic dress of white light, among other eternal beings of light. And in this angelic world of white light, everything is silent, but you still see movement. You can still communicate. So the soul practices being angelic white light. And then beyond, to a world of red and gold light, it becomes a tiny dot of light in a world of silence. So carry yourself beyond, through the world of white light, to the world of red and gold light, as a tiny dot that travels as fast as the speed of light, beyond to the home of souls, where the eternal divine source reconnects with love. And you surrender your mind to that source of white light. Through surrendering the mind, the source of eternal consciousness can then become the spiritual surgeon, one who cuts away concepts that are debilitating, limiting, and cause pain to ourselves and others. You can then explore in the connection with the divine the concepts of soul consciousness. Who am I? I am eternal light. I am unlimited consciousness. I am pure divine energy. I'm not this limited ego-filled form. That's called the body. I am pure white light, eternal, living, and divine, filled with virtues and qualities like peace and tolerance and happiness and divinity and royalty. The soul is light energy. Through the connection or yoga with God, the divine source of soul consciousness, the sins of many births are cut away because of the light you spread in the world. Through connection with the divine source, the connections of the past become healed and they receive light as well. Those souls, your brothers, whom you've had bad relationships with. The mysteries of Raj Yoga and connection with the source are very deep. And it takes a deep mind to conceptualize pure soul consciousness. A flighty mind that goes from problem to problem and overthinks because there's no answers, has no depth. To deepen insights and deepen the mind, you need to practice reconnecting with the highest soul so that it can wash away the limiting ideas of this moment in time and remind the self that there's so much more, that there's so much love, so much power to become silent, peace, and eternal in your consciousness again, so that you can spread that light of soul consciousness and help the world become that world of truth again, peaceful, divine, royal, and happy. It only takes one soul to make the difference and change the atmosphere. It only takes practice and discipline to bring your mind to the highest soul and to surrender. It takes determination to keep going, because the only value that the soul has is when it's truly soul conscious. Being a bodily conscious being is valueless. It adds nothing to your life or the life on earth. It is time to become soul conscious and to be of value to yourself and to others, and thus to the divine task of bringing other souls home. Om Shanti, I am a peaceful soul.